Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I'm back building another tiny house in The Sims 4, one of my favorite things to do. And this one is sort of Pride inspired, rainbow inspired, Pride inspired. It is Pride month right now. And this was actually built over on my Twitch channel first. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been fundraising for Rainbow Railroad, which is an amazing global not-for-profit organization that helps at-risk LGBTQI people basically get to safety worldwide. They are based in the US and Canada and help people facing persecution based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, and sex characteristics. And so with the amount of hate that has been happening this year, I really wanted to try and do something. So we ended up doing a fundraiser, and we ended off raising $1,502, which is absolutely amazing. And one of the things we had as an incentive was to make a Pride-inspired tiny house. And so once we met that, we decided to build this over on stream, and it took me a really long time to figure out a shape because I wanted to have a lofted bedroom upstairs. So you'll see that come together. That's why there's this little pillar in the corner of the lot. Actually having a roof on a half wall is very, very finicky. You can do it, but it disappears. And yeah, so for a good chunk of this build, you're going to see there's no roof up there, but you can see those little roof pieces that I put on the side from the, I believe those are from the Greenhouse Haven kit. So you can kind of see where the roof is supposed to be, but we'll place it back later because I do have a bedroom space up in that half wall, which I really like how this build came out. I had a lot of fun with this one, so I hope you will enjoy it as well. It has a lot of like colorful, artistic, rainbowy things involved in it because that was the whole theme of this build. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do and you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So I ended up using this wallpaper on the outside that is actually from high school years that has all these paint drips, and I adore how this looks. I think it is such a creative, fun build. Like, I feel like whoever lived here had a lot of fun customizing the outside of the space. Is probably fairly creative. I ended up putting an easel outside for them, and I used a lot of color in this build, which was definitely a blast to do. And there's a lot of outdoor space as well. This does remain a tiny home, I believe like tier 2. It's 30 or 40 something tiles in the end. I didn't skimp when I needed to put down floor tiles to add things wherever I wanted them. But it's not too big of a house. But yeah, that column in the corner just looks really silly. But it was just going to be the easiest way to go about this build, so I don't have to figure out the roofing height later on. I figured it out to begin with, and then I just left it in the corner so I could drag a roof over from there. Basically, how to roof a half wall is you have your main structure either not on a platform or not on a foundation or just on a lower foundation. And then you have a separate room like I have over in the corner, which you raise up on a foundation so that the top of it would meet up with the top of the half wall on the other structure. And then you put a roof on the little pillar in the corner. You drag it off, but not onto the other house because you can't connect them onto different foundations. You just kind of drag it into the air, completely floating on its own, and then you can drag it on top of the half wall. It's really finicky and weird, but I'm glad that it works. And I did playtest this build to make sure our sim could get in and go upstairs and use the bedroom space. And there were quite a few things that were weirdly in the way, but I figured it out in the end. We playtested this on stream, and so this is fully functional. No worries on that. I know homes like this where you're using a lot of move objects and a lot of weird build tricks, sometimes they don't quite work how they're supposed to, but I wanted to make sure to playtest this, and it was just really fun because I haven't done a tiny house this small in quite some time. And I've also been building some bigger things on the channel lately. I've had a couple of mansions, and I have another one coming up very soon that I am so excited to share. Once again, a build that I did over on Twitch first. A lot of these builds are. So if you'd like to join us over there, I do stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Gryphi. I'm actually going to be live today. Earlier than normal. I'm going to be live at 3 o'clock Eastern time, 3 p.m. To do some room builds. And then at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be playing Among Us with a bunch of other simmers. I'm trying to, we haven't had a confirmed list of everyone that's going to be there yet, but currently it looks like it's going to be Lil Simsy, Rochella, Momo Misfortune, Mivyard, Emrys, and Duck Dan. So maybe Claire Witch Baby. we're gonna see. So that should be a good time. I am very excited about it. I'm very nervous though. It's always fun, but I get very stressed out and I'm horrible at being the imposter, but I never get it anyway. So it's like not that big of a deal, but hope to see some of you over there. It should be fun. Anyway, I added a pride flag on the outside of the build. There'll be one inside as well. I have lots of rainbow lanterns and little flags around. I just wanted this to be a super gay tiny house. That was the whole thought. Chat was like, yes, we make it gay. This is the gay house. And so we just had a blast trying to incorporate that and still make it look nice, even though it is a lot of rainbows and a lot of colors. I didn't want it to just look like, we puked a rainbow on it. That could have been fun too, but I also always want to try and make things look aesthetically pleasing. So hopefully I achieved that. It's a little out there, but I really liked it. And of course, I enjoy it so much doing stuff that is inspired by pride. I am a member of the LGBTQ community, so I always like to do at least like one build every year that is inspired by this concept. So very happy to be sharing this. So yeah, just getting some flowers all around the lot. Kind of a mixture of matching ones that are in this world and ones that I just thought would look nice because I wanted a variety of colors. So we have purples and oranges. I also used this mailbox from Seasons that is rainbow. I thought it was perfect for this build. So we're just placing that over here. Actually, that's one thing I didn't play test. I raced that up because it looked a little awkward. So I'm not actually sure if your Sims can get to that mailbox. So that might be something that has to be moved. But anyway, moving inside now, I did have to put the ladder in a separate room so that we wouldn't have outdoor lighting on the whole bottom floor. Unfortunately, upstairs has outdoor lighting because it's not its own separate space because it's a half wall. It's a little weird like that. There's not much you can do about it. But I really wanted to do something where we had a proper lofted bedroom for a tiny house. So I decided we would do it today. And I think it ends up looking really cute. But we have our little bathroom over in the corner. And basically we have on this wall the kitchen. And then there's going to be a sofa against the other wall. So it's a very small space. But you have lots of outdoor space as well if you'd like to spend some time out there. We have the loungers. And I think we had a table out there as well a little bit later. And there's a barbecue. I also really liked bringing this wallpaper inside, having this like little swoop over the kitchen space. I just thought it looked really cute. I was quite happy with it. And the yellow counters were an immediate decision. I just knew we needed to have yellow counters in this space. I was, for some reason, very drawn to that idea. I was like, how do we make this super colorful? And that was my first idea. And we ended up keeping it in the end. But I do switch out the fridge. We end up getting a mini fridge instead because this layout was just a little awkward and it felt like it saved more space that way. So we'll be getting one of the mini fridges from Discover University. I actually ended up grabbing the one that has some stickers on it that is really, really cute. I thought about grabbing this one, but I thought having the personality of having the stickers would be a little bit better. So we should be grabbing that here shortly because there is one that has like a bunch of different stickers and like different wood tones and stuff on it. So I ended up grabbing this one that has like the dog and the flower, and we got a pink microwave. And I just think it's a really fun way to lay out this space. Obviously a mini fridge is not ideal, but I think it's pretty realistic for a tiny home and they function the same in The Sims. So it's not too big of a deal anyway. I also got some cabinetry above here. I just got the shorter ones and I ended up using this shelf from Tiny Living as well. I tucked it above the sink so that we could have just some like cups and stuff hanging down. I think it looks quite nice. I thought about putting it over the stove, but it didn't look right. And also technically it would be a fire hazard. I know in The Sims it doesn't matter that much, but I just thought it would look nice there. So to clutter up that space. And then we're just getting a range hood up above the stovetop. And I actually ended up putting my cutting boards that I put in almost every build over on the stove. And chat was like, fire hazard. And I'm like, it's a tiny house. They store things there when they're not using it. And I think that's pretty realistic for any house. I know growing up, or not even growing up until I moved out on my own, when I was living with my grandma, like my whole life, she always stored like bread and crackers and any kind of thing like that. It was stored in the oven. So like inside the oven was used for storage, and you would just take it out when you were cooking. So it's just a realistic thing to me. Let me know if it is for you as well. Anyway, over the couch, which I really like, it's a pink couch with a blanket on it. That is from the latest Book Nook kit. I put some really colorful paintings, and I also put a pride flag, a pan pride flag. That would be one of mine. So I decided to include that in this build since I didn't do a bunch of pride videos this year, just this one. So I figured I would put my pride flag in here. So yeah, I also got this corkboard over by the front door. I always forget we have this one because I always use the base game one. And this one obviously doesn't fit with every style, but I thought it fit really well for this build. It's from the Pastel Pop Kit, and it's just really cutesy and colorful. So I put that there with some different postcards on it. And then this is the bathroom, just a simple like 3.5 tile bathroom. So I, pushed this little shower over in the corner. That one is from the Jungle Adventure pack. It's just really pretty with the modern glass, and if you just tuck it into the wall a little bit, it looks like it doesn't have the tile it comes with. It looks like it blends into whatever tile you have in the bathroom, and it still functions exactly how it should. So I often do that, or pretty much always do that with that build, or with this particular shower, unless I am doing a build that is utilizing the Jungle Adventure tile. So then I might not do that because I can just have it showing. But anyway, the bathroom, pretty simple, lots of whites in here. Obviously, we have some blue in the tile, and I got a little pink robe and a couple of these paintings up above the toilet, also from the Pastel Pop Kit. That kit came in so much handy in this build. I ended up using the bed from it as well upstairs, which we should be heading to here shortly because there's not much space in the rest of the downstairs to decorate anything else. I did want to make sure to get a trash can outside, and I remembered that these flowers came in a rainbow swatch from the Outdoor Retreat pack. But anyway, this is upstairs. As you can see, there's no roof. It's outdoor lighting. We will be adding a roof at the end, though. No worries on that. But I did use this bed from Pastel Pop. It just was perfect with this wallpaper, with the drips. I just really liked it. And I ended up using a rug from that pack as well. And then I thought about using this little bedside table. It's like a medical cart. I sometimes use this in smaller spaces because it's so tiny. But I ended up swapping it out for a dresser in the end. So we would have a functional dresser in this space. And then I had more space to clutter up as well. I didn't make it too cluttered, but I wanted it to look lived in. So you'll see me changing that out here in a little bit. I ended up grabbing the one from I think it's from Dream Home Decorator, the one I grabbed. But I wanted to have plenty of clutter up here. And also you might notice there's a staircase outside that leads to a little doggy door or a kitty door. We were imagining this sim had a cat in, since animals can't climb up and down the ladders. That's kind of what the staircase is for. And I thought it was so cute that this sim has a cat that, they can go inside on the bottom floor, but they have to go back outside to come upstairs. But they have like a special little door for them, and their kitty litter and their scratcher and stuff is upstairs, but they have food bowls downstairs, which I'll be adding a little bit later. But this is the bedside table. Have a lamp, a storage spot for books and stuff. I really like the new swatch on the base game bookshelf that I placed up here, but I also really like the speaker shelf piece that came with the Everyday Clutter Kit. I just think it looks really nice. And then I also added this little cork board over here under the window just to add a little bit more decoration and personality to the space. And yeah, just getting a little table at the end here just to fill in that gap. And we get a wall-mounted TV in here as well. There's one downstairs above the fridge. It's the same TV in both spaces, but I figured it'd be nice to be able to lay in bed and watch TV up here, and so that's what I did. But that's pretty much it for the upstairs space. We're just realizing, I need food bowls. Let's add those. So I just grabbed 2 over here. Technically, you only need 1, but I like to add 2 because food and water, even though pets don't drink water in the Sims for whatever reason. And then I decided that the Sim needed some fairy lights in their kitchen. So just adding those and finishing up the last few finishing touches here, primarily adding the roof onto the build. And then we'll be heading on into screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed this build. Let me know what you think of it and what else you would like to see on the channel. Happy Pride, everyone. And if you liked this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you again for watching, and enjoy those screenshots. Bye, everyone.